Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are going over 8 tips for wrestlers, or really any athletes that need to recover. Of course, just like any sport, you know, things happen. You get banged up, you get bruised, you get a little sprain, maybe something broke. The moral of the story is every athlete, no matter what type of level you're on, you need recovery. And first off, before we hop in the video, I just want to say once again, thank you so much guys for the recent support. Honestly, the growth on the channel has been insane. I've never seen anything like this. You know, we're so close to 100,000 subscribers now, so I'm hoping to hit that in the next 3 months here. And of course, when we hit 100K, we are giving away a pair of wrestling shoes. So more details will be coming out as we get closer to that milestone. But with that being said, let's hop into recovery number 1. So right here, we are gonna do the Stim treatment. So right here, you can see we are using the Mark Pro. Thankfully, my school was able to let me borrow this over break because I have recently had like a shoulder issue. So I had to kind of sit out of practice for that. But we're working on recovery here. So, you know, in this whole video, I'm just gonna be going over things that would kind of help my shoulder, but also whatever you guys are struggling with, you can just reciprocate that. So this Stim machine, this one right here, I think is about $600. But all it is, you know, you pretty much just hook it up. You got these little sticky pads right here that you pretty much just stick around the area of the affected muscle or kind of whatever you need. So as you can see, we kind of got it up on my shoulder here, behind the shoulder, kind of in the front on the bicep, and also on that front deltoid. And then all we do is we turn it up with these notches, as you can see here. And from here, it reads numbers. Usually I like to go up where it's around Actually, we're gonna go around 3. So now we got it set. All we do is we sit here and wait. And as you can see, my shoulder is going to town. Literally, it's almost just like a heartbeat. It's a really surreal feeling. So what Stim does, I'll put it on the screen right here, but pretty much to my understanding is that, you know, without using that actual muscle, for instance, it's like a sprain in here, so I can't really move it around too much by getting that active recovery. So what it's doing, it's contracting my muscles without me actually having to use that muscle to, you know, influence blood flow. Of course, it can calm everything down in there. This one is pretty an advanced form of recovery, but if you can go to like a physical trainer or like a chiropractor, I know they have this. This would be a great tool that you guys can utilize. So all in all, I do this a couple times a day, around 10 minutes. This definitely has helped with my recovery, and I rate this one a 9.4 out of 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for recovery tip number 2, we are gonna go in the hot tub because of course, you know, with heat exposure, of course, the next one is gonna be cold. So we're gonna hop in the hot tub, but also if you do not have a hot tub, you can pretty much do it with like a heat pack if you guys, you know, put one in the microwave. Okay, boys, it is freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees. Ow! Okay, ow. Oh, but I've never been here. Shout out to Ella. Look at Ella. Ella's in the window. So we are hopping in here. Again, this is for my shoulder, so I gotta get pretty low in here. But of course, oh boy. Okay, that's nice. So I got the shoulder completely submerged in the water. And now, of course, this is a great way for whatever is hurting for you to recover that way. So I'm gonna sit in here for about 20 minutes to probably half an hour. I rate this one probably an 8.7 out of 10, so kind of below Stim, but we'll see how I'm feeling after this. All right, so that hot tub actually felt really good on my shoulder. I'm gonna bump that up to a 9.0, but now we are doing ice pack. So this is number 3. We got the hot, now we got the ice. So I think we're gonna choose this ice pack right here. But pretty much, it's pretty self-explanatory. Also, it's Christmas time. You guys can see the Christmas tree already in the background, but we're pretty much just gonna apply it to the affected area. All right, so the ice pack is gonna sit on my shoulder now. Once again, probably for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna put some pressure on there. So like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure I said this if I didn't, but you know, of course, when you use heat, it expands, so it makes it more easy to move. But of course, when you put something cold on it, this causes it, you know, to contract and slow down everything. And of course, you know, you wanna do this with like inflammation. So if like you get a black eye, or maybe, you know, maybe your knee's getting super big. But right now my shoulder really didn't have any signs of inflammation in there, but again, there is a little bit, so we're just gonna try this out. All right, guys, so now for tip number 4, now we got Poppin Pills. Of course, we got ibuprofen here, but it doesn't have to be ibuprofen. It can be Advil, it can be Aleve, pretty much whatever helps with like muscle pain. So for instance, my physical trainer said, you know, I need to start taking these, you know, for a certain range of time, and like really with pain, of course, and once I get back on the mat, I'm gonna definitely need this running through my system because that's definitely gonna help. And then once again, guys, like, don't be stupid with this. I mean, be smart. You don't want to be taking too much pills, definitely, you know, talk to your doctor. I'm not a health professional. I'm just a college dude trying to give him my advice. But also from the past one, I rate that ice pack. I'm gonna give it a 5.2. It helped a little bit. I think definitely you gotta do that more often. But the pills, those have been helping. I've been doing them for a couple days now. So I rate these a 7.8. So this brings us right into tip number 5, and now this is a quick one. You guys probably know you guys gotta drink a ton of water. I preach this all the time. If you guys, you know, are having a hard time, you know, making weight for a tournament, drinking water, I think is a really, really key and really big factor. But especially in recovery, guys, a lot of you guys have, you know, a lot of lactic acid building up in your muscles, especially out from how much you've been working out, and your muscles are, of course, gonna get sore. But by drinking a lot of water, that will definitely help flush out your whole system and get you guys back on track so you guys can get back on the mat and be healthy. Kelsey's a good videographer. Shout out to my girlfriend. Shout out to Kelsey. So ladies and gentlemen, with tip number 6, this is of course one of my favorites and Kelsey's favorite as well. This is you need to massage the area in order to recover, and now there's a lot of things that you can do. So it's quite like Stim, but of course you have someone else doing it. But pretty much you can do a massage gun and do it your own, but my massage gun is back in college, so thankfully if you guys have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you got, you can have someone to help do this for you. This really helps, just if you guys have a lot of sore muscles, if you guys have lots of knots in you. So this kind of helps me. I rate this one, of course, a 10 out of 10. I don't know if it really helps my joint issue, but I do rate it a 10 out of 10 because this is always great. And that brings us right into tip number 7. All right, this leads us into number 7, where you need sleep and rest to recover. Now, just like anything that you need recovery, it takes time. You need rest. You can't just go back into practice the next day. Sometimes you have to miss, you know, a week of training, maybe 2 weeks, depending how bad it is. But really, of course, it's an unfortunate situation, but you gotta look on the bright side. You gotta be optimistic about it. From here, you can look on, you know, the mental side, strengthen, you know, your mental mindset for competition when you're in the practice room, just watching. But definitely there is a high amount of importance on rest. For rest in your recovery, this is definitely one of the most, if not the most important factor in all of your recovery. This is an 11 out of 10. Everyone needs rest because without it, you're just gonna keep hurting it, and your health, you gotta put your health over competition, put your health over your sport, because in the end of the day, you know, you're not in sports forever, and you know, your body's the only thing that you got. And now the final tip of the recovery, you need to do dynamic stretching. And what dynamic stretching is when you're actively using that muscle. Unlike Stim, where it's doing it for you, you actually have to do it yourself. So one of the things that I learned was for my shoulder is I have to put my hand on the wall, and I kind of have to crawl up the wall. So at the beginning, I couldn't even go like literally past 90. Also when I like went to the side, but now I can go, of course, a lot more without it hurting. I could pretty much go all the way up. But also when you have bands, if you guys have bands at home, what you can do is, again, if it's something with your legs, you can stretch out. If you're something with your shoulder, you can go sideways, up, you can go down. But definitely, even for me, what I like to do is I like to plant my hand and then just kind of like move around. Kind of just stretch it out because it's the whole, you know, like rotator cuff in there. Just like anything, you know, your basic stretches. I mean, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be your shoulder. I'm just saying this because it's my shoulder. But dynamic stretching is also very, very important. Definitely gonna rate this a 9.9 out of 10. So definitely we got a lot of high ratings for this one, but all recovery is good recovery. You guys need it in order to perform your best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that ends off the recovery tips for wrestling and sports in general. If you guys did enjoy, I would really, really appreciate if you guys would like the video, because that's how it gets it on more people's recommended pages. We're so close to 100K, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Thanks guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next video.
This is Cayden's vlog.
Dreams to reality merch, link in bio.
I took my shot and yeah, I